Hello beautiful people, please welcome back to my channel. For the new people, you're welcome here. For those already subscribed, thank you so much my darlings. Anyway, today I'm making samosas, beef samosas. Now at this point you're just going to get yourself some flour, you add some salt, and you add yourself more flour, just a little. I'm using little flour because at this point I don't want to make a big dough. It's not like chapati, it's samosa. Yes. Now you have to add a little bit of water, which I advise you to do. Adding a little bit of water, like little by little, not a lot at a go, like little by little, because it actually dough takes very little water to be, fine. Now you're going to keep, kneading and kneading. By the way, don't forget to add a little bit of, oil, like 1 spoon, 1 normal spoon of oil. Yes, and keep kneading patiently until you get a ball, something like this. Are you seeing what I'm saying? This kind of ball. But a ball, yes. Now, while our ball goes aside, to rest and all, we are going to go ahead and cut our vegetables. Yes. Now, with the vegetables, you just need to cut them into, dices. Yes, that's my favorite, cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut my white onions. I'm using white onions. I'm going to use peppers. I'm going to use red peppers, yellow pepper, and green pepper. I'm using just a little of everything because I'm not using a lot of meat. I'm using only 400 grams of meat. Can you believe? Not even half a kilogram. I'm actually targeting, not many samosas. Yes. Anyway, the deal is to learn how to make samosas, and here we are. I'm going to keep cutting them. Yes, I'm a green pepper freak. That is why I'm using, excess green peppers. Yes. Now, when it comes to garlic, there is a way I usually like making it. Get the garlic and beat it really hard, with a knife on top of it. That way, the peelings easily get off and it's easy to cut. It's now softened and all. That's a very easy way to cut garlic, trust me. Beat it so hard. Yes. And then you're going to go ahead and get our dough, the one you had put aside. Yes. I'm going to get this and put it on a, chopping board. Yes. And I'm going to keep rolling this thing into balls, like small balls. By the way, don't forget, I'm making medium-sized samosas. That is why I'm using small balls. Though, if you want to make large samosas, or bigger samosas, I would advise you to make bigger balls and bigger measurements of everything. Though, the measurements I'm using are for my, medium samosas. Yes. Now, after making these balls, you're going to go ahead at this point and roll out the balls. Now, I want you to be extra careful at this point. Actually, I didn't speed this part. I just wanted it to come as it is because I want you to see what's happening here. I'm going to roll one of the balls, not into like a chapati, into like a small chapati-like thingy. Yes, something like this. But I don't want it so big. I want it small, like this size. Now, after rolling it, I'm going to get it and put it aside. Now, you're going to get another ball and try to make a shape or a size which is the same size like the first one. I think you see how I'm trying to say, oh, this one is bigger, so let me try to roll this one a little bit and make it a little bit bigger. Try to make sure, like, if you put them on top of each other, they are the same size. Of course, you can't get that perfect shape. If you can, good for you, my darling. If you can't, well, I just try to make sure they're on top of each other and they fit. Yes. Now, at this point, you're going to go ahead and get one of the chapatis and add a little bit of oil, like you brush oil on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll these two things together. You roll them vigorously and slowly at the same time. Yes. You keep rolling, roll slowly but carefully because you want this to be as big as can be. Like me in this particular case, I'm going to make it as big as this rolling board. Yes, now I'm trying to speed the whole thing, but yes, you roll and roll and roll. By the way, please do subscribe. You're still here but you haven't subscribed. Please subscribe. Don't be watching up to this point without subscribing. Thank me at least by subscribing, my dear. Now, at this point, this is what we got from all the rolling. Now I want you to look at this, stage carefully also. I'm going to put my pan on fire. Fire. And then after, I'm going to go ahead. When it is hot enough, I'm going to add my, my rolls, those chapati rolls that we made. Reduce the fire, by the way, use little heat. And when it is hot enough, I'm going to go ahead and get it and turn it and, put the upper part down. I want all sides really hot. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Now, at this point, all I want is you to go and carefully try to separate. Remember the two chapati thingies we roll together? Try to separate them to get one, like one, like individual, because I want them to be one. So what you do is you do this by separating slowly. Be careful. They may get torn, but just be careful. Also, be careful. Trust me, the fire is really may burn your hands, so just be careful. Now, this is what we have. These are my, samosa pockets already in the making. If you're a perfectionist and you want them to come the same size, you can chop off the edges and make sure the circles are equal. But no, I don't want that. I want this exactly like this. But those who do it in commercial use, you need to actually cut off the edges and make it the same size. Now, since I'm not in commercial edges, I'm making this for myself. I'm leaving it like that. Now, on the other hand, go ahead and make your meat fillings. I'm using some minced meat. By the way, I literally minced this. I just bought meat from the market and I minced it myself. Then I'm going to go, when you put meat in oil, it first releases all this oil and stuff. All this water and stuff, Yes, but the only way it's ready is when the water dries out and you're only seeing the oil. So when it's ready, the next part to do is you put in some, some salt and vegetables. Now, after all this, you're going to keep stirring, you keep stirring the vegetables until they are ready. Now, at this point, the next thing to do is add in your tomato paste. You keep stirring the tomato paste, you keep stirring until it's also ready. It looked a little bit dry, so I added a little bit of water. Now, keep stirring. Also, this is the time when you put in a seasoning. Of course, I'm going to be using simbambili. I'm using a little bit of paprika. I'm going to be using a little bit of Royco itself. Royco is seasoning, by the way. Same with simbambili is also seasoning. Curry powder, and Royco is beef seasoning. Yes, for my people who don't know what those are. Then you keep stirring, yes, on low heat until it's ready and looks like that. Ooh, see how nice it looks. Now you get some water and you put in some flour to make glue. Glue for the samosa pockets. Now these are my things. Don't worry about the cuts. They will come out. Don't worry. Anyway, you get your glue and you get the pocket into your hand. And you bring one facing you. I think you're seeing what I'm doing. Make sure you don't leave a hole. I'm trying to make sure there is no hole down here. I'm using my glue to tighten everything up. I have something like a cone. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my samosa fillings. Yes. Now with my samosa fillings, I'm going to add in as much as I can. One, because these are for home consumption. And yes, I want people to eat a lot of meat. Yes. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and cover again using my glue to seal everything up. Make sure there are no holes. I think this is what you have. See my samosa. See how beautiful it looks. By the way, practice makes perfect. The more you practice the making of those, samosas, you'll get somewhere. Anyway, there you go. There are the samosas, and I'm going to go ahead and deep fry them in oil. You can choose to air fry them too in case you have an air fryer, but this time I'm doing it with some oil. By the way, you've still reached here without subscribing. Please subscribe. Oh, see what we have. My samosas look nice. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and thank you again.